What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to another episode of the Totally Cool channel. So I don't think this guy is a stranger or is a surprise for you. Most anyone knows this guy. We will be doing a toy review of the Mini Action number 2 Voltus 5. Now, this Voltus 5 is actually composed of 5 different vehicles. You have the Volt Cruiser, the Volt Bomber, the Volt Panzer, the Volt Frigate, and the Volt Lander. So all 5 are separate components, and you can put them together. Now, what's very interesting is that I found this shop where you can get all of the other weapons, because this one only comes with, I think, his laser sword. But with this one, you can actually see his ultra electromagnetic belt and the ultra electromagnetic tops. Now, what we have here on the left is very interesting, because these 2 small boxes contain flying saucers. Yes, you got that. You heard that right. These are the Bosanian flying saucers. And most importantly, you can have Voltus 5 and put him in an action pose without anyone to fight against. So we were able to find a store in one of my favorite places in the metro, where you can actually get these 3D printed Bosanian beast fighters. We have Dokugaga. Where's Dokugaga? Dokugaga is right here. And we have Baizanga. Then we have Bombos. And then we have Gardo over there, the purple one. And then we have Namazungo here, the one at the bottom. And finally we have, looks like a jaguar, looks like a saber-toothed cat. I have to get the name on that. I'll post it somewhere. But stay tuned for our next few episodes as we open them up and pose them together with Voltus 5. But most importantly, we will show you how to volt these machines together. So stay tuned, and we'll get down to opening them up and putting them together. So here we have the Mini Action Series Voltus 5. This is manufactured by Action Toys, and this is the second of a series. I believe those that came out from the Mini Action series was Deimos and the Combattler 5 or Combattler V, but this is the one that we will be reviewing today. Front of the box, you see Voltus 5, you see major components, you see Voltus 5 in Japanese. I suppose it's Japanese. On the right hand side, on the left flap, you see Voltus 5. Same thing on the other side in a different action pose. Now at the back, you can see the action pose that's on the left flap or right flap, and Voltus 5 with this laser sword that's out, hence the blank chest piece, but you have the 5 different components. So without further ado, let's open him up. What is on the clamshell? But first, let's look at what's inside the box. We have, I suppose this is a manual, shows you steps on how to volt him in. Okay, there we go. So it's like there's a double clamshell, a clamshell that covers and the clamshell that holds, just to keep him inside his case and to prevent him from moving around while in transit. Okay, let's put that aside. So what's inside? We have all 5 volt machines, the laser sword, alternate hands, probably there's a fist set, a closed hand set that allows you to probably hold his sword, and an open hand set for posing. So let's take them out one at a time. The laser sword, pretty nifty, pretty nice. Still has that contoured handle that kind of shows that it pops out from underneath the V. And then there's the whole sword. Set that aside. And there, oops, sorry. There we go. They all left and they came out. The hands, open hands, with hands wide open. Set that aside. And then you have the closed fist for fighting, the fighting pose, the closed fists right there. Closed fists. We'll put them on later. And then the hand with the slots so you can fit the sword in. I don't know if you can put both hands. No, just one. Alright, let's get to that later. But first, let's get to the individual volt machines. Okay, there they all are. All 5 volt machines. Now, a little bit of trivia about Voltus 5. This was the second installment of the Robot Romance trilogy. The first one was Combattler 5 or Combattler V. In Japanese, he was known as Shodenji Robo Combattler V. And the third of the installment is Tosho Daimos, also known locally as Daimos. Just Daimos, plain old Daimos. So Voltus 5 was initially titled as Super Electromagnetic Machine Voltus 5, or in Japanese, Shodenshi Machine Boretotsu 5. Boretotsu 5 sounds like Voltus 5. Machine sounds like machine. And Shodenshi is a super electromagnetic or super. So it's Chodenshi Machines Boretotsu 5 or Super Electromagnetic Machine Voltus 5. And he was created by Toei Doga or Toei Animation. Now this series came out in June 1977 and lasted until March of 1978. There are 5 parts to the Voltus 5 machine, or the Voltus 5, the Voltus team. This is the Volt Cruiser, which turns into the head of Voltus 5, piloted by the eldest son of Dr. Armstrong, Steve Armstrong. Now, if you would notice, I placed these guys together the way they're supposed to form when they're flying information. Sorry, this guy is upside down. There you go. That's better. Sorry. Alright. Second in command is piloted by Mark Gordon. This is the Volt Bomber, and he forms the arms. And I think you can put the hands in there. We will have a separate video where we form him together, Volt him together. And the third part is the Volt Panzer. The Volt Panzer. This is piloted by Steve's brother, younger brother, Big Bert Armstrong. Although he is younger, he is bigger. The fourth Volt machine, which forms the legs, is this one, the Volt Frigate. The Volt Frigate is piloted by the youngest of the Armstrong brothers, Little John. So you had Steve, Big Bert, and Little John Armstrong. And the last is piloted by the only lady, the only female in the Voltus team, the daughter of Commander Robinson of the Earth Defense Force, Miss Jamie Robinson. And she pilots the Feet, the Volt Lander. And so basically 5 robots forming together and turning into this one. Super Electromagnetic Voltus, Super Electromagnetic Machine Voltus 5. as far as the way the toys look for a mini action, and this is by no way close to the articulation and the level of detail when you compare it to, say, the 40th anniversary Soul of Chogokin Voltes 5, or the Respect Voltes 5, or even the latest and the most articulated and most detailed iteration of the Voltes 5 robot, the Volt Inbox. This is still pretty amazing given its size. Now, these are probably 2 inches, maybe 3 inches long, the longest being the Volt frigate. But when you build it and you volt them in, it would form a Voltes 5 that's around 6 inches tall. Now, this mini action toy was released in September 2019. Initially in the Philippines, the price range was about 1,000, maybe 2,000 pesos, around 10, maybe 20 or even $40, as much as $40. But now, because of the previous showing of Voltes 5 Legacy, the live action Voltes 5 series, the price just went up to, say, even $100, and it's you'll be fortunate enough if you were able to find one at that price unopened, the way this was when we first showed it. But that being said, we look forward to showing you the other items on the Voltes 5 review. We have a bunch of Beast Fighters that are still in their boxes, although these are not officially released by Toei. They have been 3D printed as part of a local initiative to expand the toy line of Voltes 5. So there you have the mini action Voltes 5. Like I said earlier, it stands 6 inches tall. It's a little bit flimsy. You have to be very careful with it. It's not as sturdy as, say, bigger, more robust construction. But for its size, for its price, how it looks, I don't think you could go wrong if you have this in your collection. I think it's a good purchase. It's a good piece to have, especially if you're on a budget. If you want to have that little piece of the 80s or the late 70s or the early 80s. I know personally I grew up on this robot, and the anthem keeps ringing in your ear. And let's bring him a little bit closer. Yeah, the face is distinct. It's really just Voltes 5. It really is Voltes 5. It's amazing how they could put so much detail into something so small. It's pretty much the size of a G.I. Joe classified, but the detail of even the weapon, the edge, the arms, and the way he comes together really is amazing. So if you want something that would draw attention to your desk or to your collection and you're on a tight budget, I would definitely recommend this. Again, if you can find one, then good for you. If you can find one in mint condition, which this one no longer is because I opened him up and I put him together, but regardless, he's a joy to play with. I would have to recommend being careful putting him together, particularly the lander to the frigate connection and the frigate to the Panzer connection. The others, especially the neck, might be a little bit sensitive to pressure, so you have to be careful about it. But overall, if you are not one who doesn't know their strength, then this would be a nice thing to play with and to put on display. Okay, so that's about it for Voltes 5. Hope you liked this episode of Totally Cool's YouTube channel. If you have not yet done so, please click on like if this video is something that you enjoyed watching. And if you want to see more, don't forget to click on subscribe and hit that bell button so that you could get a notification every time we post new content. So again, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. We enjoyed making it for you. If you have any suggestions or if you want to see any more toys unboxed and reviewed, please hit us on the comment section below. But with that, I'd just like to say thank you and see you next time, and happy collecting.